it is. Give me a minute. Okay. Can never get the time right.
I'm not the friend to come to.
Man, what happened last night? We couldn't find anyone to discuss it with because it was so late. Well, Miku and the others should be at the grounds by now. Doesn't look like Nico is around here anywhere. Paimon, are we too early?
Did you hear? Someone encountered a doppelganger here last night.
A doppelganger? You mean, like a doppelganger?
You know what they say. Anyone who sees their doppelganger will be...
That's just a folktale. It's not real.
Doppelgangers? Yeah, it's a pretty famous one, huh? Also, the timing is a bit... The whole doppelganger things, well, thinking about it isn't going to get us... Huh? They're not... Well, if it is Sayu we're talking about, it's definitely possible. Weird. Is he here to work on the equipment? But he doesn't look like any of the workers we saw yesterday. He snuck away again! He's constantly looking back. Paimon's calling it now. Something fit. Good point. He could be on his way to meet...
Reporting back, ma'am. Nothing's...
Sarah?
God. Oh, he's muted too. God damn it. Oh well.
Hello? What's going on here?
Forgive me, ma'am. I have failed as a detective. I did not realize someone was on my tail.
So, what's going on? What are you investigating?
Like I said the other day, they're
What
still
orders?
well,
You really
what
can't tell us
I've
anything?
heard, they're still working on it.
An astute observation, traveler.
It would be a while
The Shogun
before
is
like
here?
all the voices are back.
You
So
recognized
I
me
get
with a
why.
single glance?
So it's not like a big worry.
It matters not. I am certain the person standing before her gaze, her presence, her mastery of several types of elemental energy. There is no mistake. And we need her help.
No!
But
What?
let me see.
What?
Oh. Sorry about that.
You're right. That's a bit...
The purpose of this festival is to bring humans and
I didn't even know that you could do that. Or could look that, like... Because I have my controller under my desk, so I
Fortunately,
don't know,
no one else.
like,
so the
what button I hit on my controller.
On the contrary, it was my decision.
But
I was unable to capture the culprit last night, so I left to discuss a plan with Miko.
Speaking of Miko, where...
She is investigating the trace. Miko is working with... As for the contestants, the Tenryou...
Okay.
Precisely. But if one of them... Thank you.
What are you guys gonna do next?
Worry not.
One of her genius plans, huh?
Indeed.
I have to say this, that the design for that other
Okay,
that
so
other
where do
girl.
we start? We need to ask
I mean,
questions
it's
to
not
figure out
that
if there's
bad.
an imposter, but
I don't
can't
see
arouse
like
suspicion.
what's actually wrong with it.
Oh, Sayu and Yoimiya seem... Oh, good idea! Wait for... Yeah! Yeah! Oh, no, it's... So we wanted to... Wait for... Acting super strange. Marinara? Yum! Good banana? Sumeru, huh? The dreams there are supposed to be special. Did you witness a dream or something? Maybe it could give us some inspiration. Alright. I was just wondering what kind of dream it was. Oh, we should get out of here fur. Bye, White Fur. Bye, Yellow Fur. Come back and play. Wow, we've had so many adventures. Oh yeah, totally. It was... Anyway, Paimon didn't pick up... Okay, so maybe it wasn't the best strategy. Leaning into the judge angle is probably a safer bet. Let's ask about the creative process behind the game and confirm their identities that way. Paimon saw Toma...
When, the other day, one of the games glitched for me, so I couldn't exactly play it.
Hey, Toma! We were hoping to learn a bit more about... Feel a soft bee?
Oh, Boss and Shose were up super late last night coming up with ideas. And he's back at it this morning, as energetic as ever.
Time for an interview. Into you? Hold on! You can't just ask a simple question, Traveler. Watch and learn. Ahem. Impressive! And...
Not.
Fixer is a tough nut to crack, huh? Shoot! Whoa, not a single stumper!
Yeah.
Well, Toma's answers were all very genuine. Plus, he was with Shosei until late last night. Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, so we're back at square one.
Huh? White fur and yellow fur here
You're here alone?
Don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us? Kokumi! A little warning next time! Energy?
In a tree? Dry berry?
Energy. Trying.
Oh, sorry.
Yobukoban is a criminal?
No!
What?
Of
No.
course not!
In the clear. Good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Huh?
Hello, traveler. Paimon.
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing suspicious to note.
That means the culprit...
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
The culprit? It's you!
Oh? Greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to tease you, traveler.
Oh, can you stop with the teasing then? Even I'm reaching my limit.
500 years and you're still not used to it? Sounds like you need more practice.
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running on fumes. Investigated the Shogunate officials' nightmares.
All in one night?
Well, I didn't... Besides... You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet dream.
Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh?
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid, and Mizuki a young Baku. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the ramen stand. It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years. You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one. Well, enough about the past.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious.
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more convincing than we imagined. In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to provoke them and get their facade to crack.
But that's...
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation won't completely expose them. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Oh, A didn't tell you? Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival. Please welcome Her Excellency.
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well, not bad, right?
Wow, that was... Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions! Another day of hard work. Where did the time...
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting...
This doll looks familiar.
Ah, you must be thinking of Tomoki. He wasn't feeling well today.
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryou Commission.
Oh?
What are you looking at, eh?
The food offerings. Although this vendor seems... Work? I see. I appreciate your...
Of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed...
No need for formalities. I'll take 3 orders.
Right away.
3 orders?
Yes. I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without you by my side, I imagine the people here would be on edge even now. I have my reasons for being here, of course, but I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere. Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Hundreds of years have passed since I last Yet, the name endures, and the joy of celebration along with it.
Traveler, Paimon.
Oh, Mizuki!
Yume Mizuki. Thank you for your aid earlier.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty. I wish...
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat. You honor the legacy of the Yumeku Ippaku.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Isa bathhouse with me? Most of the contestants will be there.
Really? Yes, let's go!
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break.
Game development isn't easy. Well, that goes without saying for, like, any game developer.
You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all. So I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would!
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
Aw, that's too bad.
Ah,
Oh?
Almighty Shogun, your dango milk is ready.
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judge. Alright, now we can talk freely. I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you up close? Sometimes it's hard to see the whole picture. I think something is troubling her. I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are unwilling or unable to seek help. Unfortunately, that only exacerbates the problem, until their emotions become so heavy, even the strongest of people collapse under the weight. I see the humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion, and are naturally susceptible. It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside. Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you come in, Traveler. Approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded. But don't worry, you'll still have my help. Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Isa Bathhouse after closing. Then, this is what you're gonna do.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2...
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler has other plans, Paimon.
Huh? You're not coming? Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg!
There is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up. What makes you say that? If my presence makes them nervous, I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs. As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue. Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, what does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will. What clever verbal tricks, Traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko. You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure. Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight. Well, shall we head? All right. No. Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring. Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku, but the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago. When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And, naturally, the body of the shogun has no need for such luxuries. The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed. What makes you say that? Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Perhaps, but what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead. The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them. Yes. I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down. No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again. Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes?
Oh. Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
Help! Help me! Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out. Oh no!
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
What's going on?
What happened just now? What?
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing...
I almost fainted. Yes. I was on my way to your restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So, and In that moment, I thought about how people who see their doppelganger...
A doppelganger?
I heard that people encounter doppelgangers and...
Now that we have an understanding of the situation...
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing. But appearing on a random street in Inazuma City...
On the bright side, the victim seems okay this time.
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryou Commission official?
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa!
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
Kappa! Kappa! Excuse me.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Now is not the time to cast blame.
We split up for just a second and... Oh, it...
How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his nightmare. It's almost like he's not there at all.
The yokai... Kappa... Oh.
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. Sara, what is the status of the other... Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa flowers...
Wait.
What is it, Miko?
You're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but I urge you to think this through, or we risk playing into the enemy's hand. Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution. But do you truly believe that what we're facing now... Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoen could shed some light. I believe there's been a break in the case.
That doesn't sound right.
It's not that one.
Kappa is made of wood?
No wonder I couldn't sense the night.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa and is currently hiding in Inazuma City.
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed it. It's a bucket.
Kikaku! Kikaku! Run!
Tetsunosuke?
Leave you two by...
Bucket Danaki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them. Paimon's had enough of these things. What even are they? More Bake Damaki tricks?
Nothing's worked.
Little rascals!
You wish.
To transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us!
Wind strike!
You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires! 3 of them! We'll show them, stupid.
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! Oh, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick? Oh!
Save us, Tsukumo!
Kichiro, protect us!
We're almost...
Tengu was...
Take...
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans!
Shogun sent people to steal our land!
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal...
And the Mikawa Flower Festival! Shogun is making yokai...
Serve the humans?
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
Stay back!
Humans...
Hold on. Something's not right.
No need. I know.
What are you doing?
Kinkaku doesn't want to stay up all night.
Servitude, enslavement. These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us, but that is their reality right now. A world of despair and fear.
So, they're sleepwalking?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your...
Truly?
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere.
How long have we been hiding?
No idea.
Shh, quiet! Someone's coming.
This is a fine piece of land. The grain. Remember to check for traces of
By order of the Shogun, we are to exterminate.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa flower?
Oh yeah! The festival for humans, and humans alone.
That's right. We should...
No!
Quiet! Or they'll get...
What?
What is that? Ah!
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are unconscious?
The same thing happened.
The Mikawa Flower
This...
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa Flower Festival, Bastama will be so... Bastama!
The humans are coming.
We infiltrate.
Boss told.
How about?
Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
Huh? The nightmare is gone.
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
Oh, that explains all the Boss Toma this and Boss Toma... Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be Akitsu-yuge experts. But this time, Toma did all the work. Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bakedanuki have been in hiding for 500 years. Sounds like they know Ioroi, too. Why don't we ask him?
It's the protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Heizo, return to the festival to keep watch. The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare remains.
Shogun!
All is well, Ioroi.
That would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a nakuweed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two, Yashiori Island style.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune!
Ioroi, I wish to ask you...
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It is my honor to...
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
Oh, it's Ioroi! The human's really dead, killing your bodies!
Huh? I am not dead!
Not dead? Ioroi?
Wait, this must be Kinkaku. Ginkaku and Tetsunosuke! You weren't sealed away?
When the humans, Kamuna Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great Bakedanuki Tsukumo taught us.
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power.
It restored our power. And
and by Teen Tune. Yeah.
We tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't actually beat him up?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But...
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the Bakedanuki have been trapped inside this state of anxiety for 500 years.
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn. Using external power is against the Tanuki path.
We strayed from the path?
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the land in question. Whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether, or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, a peaceful resolution was always the goal.
Oh!
Wait. That is what the humans said back then.
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellowfur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
Besides, the Bakedaniki were only sealed away back then because Yoroi stole that comb.
Yoroi? It's a thief? Yoroi?
How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku? I gave it back, didn't I?
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match. Anyway, the point is, neither side is bad.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look bad.
Now you know. No
So...
500 years in hiding?
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that? Besides, you won.
Huh? We won?
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a Bakedaniki is something else. Still so cheerful even after all that.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any real harm. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time?
Crazy.
Who could it be? Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior, a trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world, with the body of a tiger and the tail of a serpent, until she tore the creature apart from within. Thus she earned the name Chio the Tiger Bite, or Tora Chio.
I don't think Chio would like that name, though she escaped the belly of the beast alive. That battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish. The nightmare twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the back with the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bakedanuki.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. It's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form and become something akin to a Jibakure, an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. The investigation team working...
Yeah, and we were attacked!
Perhaps it needs to regain strength, but sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding. When Chio set her sights on a target, she was never one to waver.
Oh.
But both possibilities prove something. And an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really no...
Mikoshi Chio is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That...
Oh, who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bakedan...
Huh?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bakedanuki for nearly 5...
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young...
Miko.
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases during their extensive travels.
Well... Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Then... what would you propose?
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get rid of the nightmare itself.
Right! Can't you just eat?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only mitigate the effects.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. I think Mizuki has the right idea. If we cannot eradicate the nightmares directly, why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmares with dreams. Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right in front of us.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't see them anywhere!
Oh, she's talking about you. 3. Not. Oh my god.
Maybe they're fools. The kitsune is clearly referring to the Bakedanuki. Tetsunosuke, Kinkaku, must you be so dense?
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish from the
Back then, the night...
You said it yourself. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Oh, she just usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right. If we work together, I'm confident we can put together a ritual to subdue the nightmare fragment.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily, our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces, and the almighty Shogun, unmatched in combat.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, its movements are...
The solution to that is obvious. If the night, then naturally a
So, if we want to lure it...
A Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could...
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But, I agree, once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plane of Euthymia immediately. Traveler, I ask that you join me there, so we can subdue the...
All right. I will...
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget, you need to finish a little fox's daydream as well.
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, leave them to me. I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than that. Just get some rest and prepare yourself for the battle to come. One more thing. Thank you.